Hi, welcome to TriggeredCare. I'm Alex. I haven't done a story time for a while, so I figured I'd do a story time about my friend. I'm gonna call him Buddy. So this is my story about me and Buddy. This friendship started near the end of high school, especially the summer after high school. I started closing, and that was the shift that Buddy worked. We worked together. This was not the guy who raped me. This was a different guy. So after that happened to me, which was early summer after high school, me and Buddy became close because he was the other guy on shift, and he was a lot nicer than the other guy. Even if that hadn't happened, the other guy was moody, angry a lot, and Buddy was really nice. Buddy and I talked a lot. I would be making sandwiches and he'd be standing next to me, telling me stories and whatnot. Buddy loved botany. He loved, botany is where you study plants, right? You know what? I could be wrong on that word. But anyway, he loved plants. He loved watching stuff grow. He had a plant nursery and money they was saving up to make it bigger and better and all of that. And that was sort of his dream. And I really admired him, in general. He was really intelligent. He had some emotional issues. He was very paranoid. Chances are he suffered from hypervigilance a lot, but back then I didn't know what that was. But I knew that we had a lot in common. I knew that we got along really well. He could make me laugh the entire shift, just telling me stories and all of that. We had smoke breaks together. That's when I started smoking cigarettes. It was back in the working days, right before college, or a little bit into college, I think. We worked together for a long time, and I closed with him for a long time. So we're friends for a good long while. Now he's married, and he has a child. And he tells me about his child. He's a proud dad, and we talk a lot, and I talk a lot about my life, which back then I didn't know much, so I talked about, my family, my sisters. We would email each other, text each other, that sort of deal. We got along really well. And, we were friends for a while. And then one day he says, hey, we're going to hang out after work. I'm like, sure, we did that, not all the time, but we did that quite a bit, hanging out and just talking. So we meet on whatever road we hang out on. It was kind of like a road that was near my house and his house. And we would just park and smoke and talk. And this particular time of chilling out, he has this conversation with me about how he thinks about me at home when he's with his wife, and he doesn't know what to do about it, and he thinks he's fallen in love with me. And I was still a kid, sort of. I was 19 by this time. And I told him, Buddy, I'm really flattered. And you know what? In a different situation, if you weren't married, I would happily accept these feelings. However, you are married and you do have a kid, and I can't be a part of that destruction. I can't. I can't do that. And he was very polite and very understanding. And was like, I completely understand, But I could tell that something had disconnected in his head. He seemed sad, and I felt bad for making that sadness, but I couldn't participate in an affair like that. So we go our separate ways, go home and then go to work the next day. And the next couple days, Buddy's not talking to me as much. And I figured, the rejection is going to make him a little sore, and that's fine. But then he'll get over it, and then we can get back to talking and being friends. But that wasn't the case. He couldn't work with me long after that. I can't really remember how long of working together awkwardly it was. But there was a specific day that I was working with him, and I made him some cheesy friend present, out of the sandwich wrappers that we used to wrap up the sandwiches. I guess I still know a little bit of origami. I made him like a box or something like that. And I gave it to him, and it made him mad. He told me, Alex, why are you so weird? I can't be friends with somebody who's so weird. And that stung a bit. That stung a bit real bad. And, I had a feeling he was doing it for his own good. For his feelings, which was a right thing to do. You gotta cut off relationships that are draining you and making you feel bad. But, that really hurt. And then not too long after that, he quit altogether. Went to a different fast food place in town. Worked there. About 6 months later, I run into him in a parking lot, at a different fast food place. And I say, he's in his car with the window down. And he's about to leave, it looks like. And I say, hey, buddy, how have you been? I've been fine, Alex. I gotta go. I was like, alright. He's still hurting. He looks stressed, but, I didn't know what to do. I think I tried emailing him again to say, hey, what's up? If you need help, if you want to talk, I'm here. I figured part of it was probably the delusional problems. Because, like I said, he had some mental issues. He was very paranoid. He always believed he was being followed and stuff like that. And, a few months go by. And Buddy killed himself. And a mutual friend of ours let me know. And after that was when I started hallucinating a lot at school. And this summer that I found out, even, I was hallucinating a lot. And I would see Buddy around. I'd see Buddy in my classes. I'd see Buddy at my work. It's almost like he started haunting me. And to Buddy's wife, I'm just so sorry. I never talked to her. And I never really even saw her. But you know, that was a really hard time for me. I mean, there were other things going on too during this whole debacle, but Buddy was a good guy, and that shouldn't have happened to him. There should have been resources around to help catch him instead of what happened. I miss Buddy. I think about Buddy. You know, not all the time, but I still think about him, especially in the car. You know, he was a good guy. And he's not my only friend who's killed themselves, and every guy I know who's killed himself, I mean, they were just good guys. They were genuinely friendly, nice people. So I wanted to make a video about Buddy, because he means something to me. And, you know, hopefully, if you're struggling with those sorts of feelings, you go and get help, because just know that no matter who you talk to, you leave an impression on people. And if you were to go, you might start haunting some people, because that's the way it seems sometimes. You know, good people shouldn't be killing themselves. And when they do, it messes people up. So, sorry about all the morbid stories, guys. But, I hope everybody's doing well. They are. Discord, YouTube, we are on YouTube, Facebook, and Reddit. Links down below, along with some resources if you need some resourcing. Like always, have a good one.